Welcome back to the Coastal Feuds podcast. I'm Braden Plord, your host, and alongside me is Charlie Van Dyke and Arjun Pirani. We're ready to get another episode in the books, and we're going to start with college football. Michigan. The first couple weeks they were struggling. They couldn't really find their identity, but boy, they tote the rock. They pounded the ball. They kept on running. And I think they had three guys over 13 rushes, went for over 290 yards. And in the Jim Harbaugh era since 2015, even though he's gone now, Michigan is 6-0 when they have fewer than 100 passing yards. And I believe they had 39. And isn't it just a statement that you can make when you are going to run the ball? You're telling USC defense that you're going to run the ball. They know you're going to run the ball, and yet you can still do it effectively. That's just when you know you have someone beat.
Yeah, this is just classic Big Ten football. Hard mouth, pound it through the line. Jerome Moore used to be an offensive lineman, and he said in a post-game presser, that he was super proud of this new Michigan-style offense. And they spread the wealth, but not in the air. They spread it on the ground. And I guess USC contained it for the most part, but they just couldn't do a lot with it. They knew it was coming. They kept it a close game, but can't beat it.
I agree. I like your point of classic Midwest style rushing football, trying to really pound it in there. Total four different rushers for Michigan with 46 carries, pushing it for 290 yards. In comparison, their passing game was only 12 attempts in the entire game. The entire idea behind the Michigan offense was just to really pound the rock, and in the end, the USC and Danton Lynn, they just couldn't stop it.
Yeah, that was a real cause for concern over the past few seasons has been the USC defense. We saw last season with Caleb Williams, him having to put up 7 touchdown games in order to have a chance to win because the defense just kept on letting big plays and a lot of scores. And there was a little bit of hope with after that LSU game. We saw USC defense, they stiffened up a little. They were containing LSU, but today it's still Michigan. They're a really good team. They got a great line. Donovan Edwards, Alex Orji. They got a lot of playmakers on the offensive side. But like Arjun said, this is Big Ten football. You're gonna run the ball. It's not like Pac-12 where you're gonna throw 400 yards every other game. It's Big Ten. You better get ready to get smacked in the mouth because that's football. And now I think we're gonna move on to we saw a couple overtime games. I'm just going to start with Colorado. Last second, Hail Mary, Shedeur Sanders rolling left, throwing it deep in between three fenders, sliding catch, touchdown. And I saw reactions that a lot of reactions from the Colorado guys, but I didn't see any from Shedeur. He just got up and he acted like he just lost the game. I thought that was pretty weird. Colorado ends up winning it, but a really good, strong performance from the Buffaloes.
Yeah, it was a great performance. I do think Shador did show a little bit of maturity in knowing that the game wasn't over because they still needed to kick the PAT, which they did, and they won in overtime. But he did know that that was a prayer. I think they had a .7 chance to win the game on the last play, which was crazy. So I think he knew that that was a miracle play, and he knows that he can't get that lucky anymore. So that's what I think.
Arjun, I hear you right there, and I also think that Shador, he did have a great game. 25 out of 41 isn't necessarily the best passing ratio, but it's definitely not bad. And then throwing for 300 plus yards with 2 touchdowns, it definitely helped on that last Hail Mary touchdown. But I feel like Shador is really, growing into his own, and I think if he gets that level of maturity up that you mentioned earlier, I think he's actually, he's going to live up to the hype of what he's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was funny because I think it was on the anniversary of, I believe it was in the 90s, Cordell Stewart, old Colorado quarterback. He had a play just like that where he threw up a game-winning Hail Mary against the Big Blue. And, it was pretty cool to see something like that on an anniversary. And you were talking about Shedeur Sanders' maturity, and I've seen that there have been examples of him being a really good leader. That's why he has the L and he's one of the team captains. But I think last week in Colorado State he didn't even shake the quarterback's hand just because he was he talked a little crap. So, and then a couple weeks before we mentioned on earlier episodes that he was blaming an offensive line for his performance, which it was a little shallow of him. So still want to, I mean, the maturity isn't quite there, and I think that's the real big difference that the biggest difference between him being a star and someone like Ryan Leaf. We're going to dive into the NFL now. We're going to just start with the Panthers. They benched their number one overall pick from last year, Bryce Young. Andy Dalton steps in and has one amazing game, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. They go against the Raiders, win 36-22. Just a great game from Andy Dalton. It's funny because I keep seeing stats on Twitter about how Andy Dalton's having more passing touchdowns than Bryce Young has since Thanksgiving of last year. But it's really great to see that Andy Dalton is doing well for the Panthers. It's really disappointing for the Raiders to lose to a team like the Panthers and how they've been performing over the last couple seasons. But it's really just a testament to seeing all these experienced NFL players talking about how throwing rookies into a fire that is the NFL and having them start immediately without having any chance to develop and learn from the people around them. And seeing that, we saw Tom Brady talk about it, and Alex Smith, he touched on it when he had the chance. So I think it's really showing that if you give a veteran quarterback a chance and a rookie to learn under him, kind of like how it's going in New England right now, that could have a really good chance to just set up the rookie for more success later in the future.
Yeah, I feel that Andy Dalton, I'm not sure if you guys have seen the video of him being announced, saying that Bryce Young is benched and him being announced as a starter. He looks juiced. He looks happy. He looks like he's not going to take advantage of the moment. He's still a great, competent quarterback. Let's not forget about what he did in Cincinnati. He was a good, solid quarterback. And this year, I feel, has been a true testament to the fact that backups are still very good quarterbacks and can still win you football games. Look at Sam Darnold and your team, Charlie, in Minnesota. Sam Darnold right now, I think he's on the top 10 for the MVP front runners list. I think he's like 8 or 7 right now. And at this point, Sam Darnold is considered a veteran, which is crazy to think. But I will say that Andy Dalton did show a great amount of composure, and then he still got it. And I do think this is beneficial for Bryce Young to learn under him a little bit and watch him play.
Whoa, wait, I'm trying to still process your statement of Sam Darnold is considered a veteran. I guess you're not wrong because
he's been on 4 teams and he was drafted in 2018. Yeah.
Wow.
So he's probably like what, 28, 29?
Yeah.
Because that was such a disappointing draft class. Like, The only good quarterback that came out of it was Josh Allen. Because I remember...
Yeah, Baker's being a stud this year.
Yeah,
no, Baker's good.
Baker's Lamar. Having,
Lamar Jackson was not in the 2018 draft class.
Yeah.
I think it was 2019. Anyway, we don't have to get into it.
I think Panthers fans are probably comparing Bryce Young to C.J. Stroud look at their rookie quarterback. He's going off and he's reformed the team. And that's honestly not a fine comparison to make. But I think what they have to remember is that the NFL is different than college. Bryce Young had tons of weapons around him at Alabama. And he had the greatest coach of all time. I'm willing to debate that. Nick Saban was the greatest college coach of all time. And he 100% developed under him, and he didn't even start his freshman year. He had time to develop under quarterbacks. So again, Panthers fans, your life has been a little bit rough of the last, basically since Super Bowl 50. You just have to give time for C.J. Stroud to develop, for Bryce Young to develop, I think, because I think he has the potential to be a great quarterback. I think he just needs time to develop. And I think putting Andy Dalton in and calming Bryce Young down is going to be a great play for the Panthers coming in the future.
I will say that too, but I also saw a little graphic that was poking fun at the Panthers organization. And it showed a graphic of Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield in Panthers jerseys because they both played for them. And now they're off at different places and they're playing even better. So people are saying stuff like Panthers are the worst organization in football, which is up for debate, like we talked about last episode. But I do think that the Panthers aren't as bad as people are saying as an organization. I do think there is some light and some hope in the organization and the front office. So I do think that even though for Panthers fans benching Bryce Young is the end of the world or whatever, I do think that there is some upside to it.
So another team experiencing a bump in the road, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing to the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, no passing touchdowns, but he had a really good game, had a rushing touchdown. Just it was pretty efficient to see that. I wish he threw the ball to Josh Reynolds a little bit more. Would have helped my fantasy team a little bit. But nonetheless, it's nice to see that Bo Nix is getting a little bit more comfortable in the Broncos offense and being able to come out with a win against a team like Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I will say throughout this offseason, I haven't heard a lot of Bo Nix buzz. I feel like he's gotten forgotten about, and this whole offseason, in a way, he fell to. Well, he didn't fall. He got picked at around 14, which was higher than expected. Quarterbacks were flying off the board. I feel a lot of the attention is going on Caleb Williams and Drake May in his Thursday night debut in the back half of that game. But it was good to see that Bo Nix is doing well in Denver. And for the Bucks, I really do believe that you can't really judge a team just by 1 week. I think 2 week skid or 3 week skid is really when you can start judging. I just do think the Broncos just played better than them today. Last week they did beat the Detroit Lions, right? So I will say it's just a roller coaster this season. I feel for a lot of teams in the NFL in like the mid bracket where you're not great and you're not horrible, which a lot of teams are in that bracket. So I feel that the Tampa Bay Bucks are one of those. They'll win a crazy game that nobody expected them to, but then they'll lose some of the games.
I think the Broncos, they picked up their first win of the season against the Buccaneers, and I think this is kind of defining for the Buccaneers. Of you had Tom Brady a couple years ago, you won the Super Bowl, and now it's just been kind of completely downhill for them. They started off the season 2-0, and I mean losing to the Denver Broncos again. Bo Nix, I thought he had actually a relatively good game. No throwing touchdowns like you said, but two rushing touchdowns for the Broncos and putting up 12 with field goals. I think this was overall a great game for the Denver Broncos, um, even though they're still only 1-2. Uh, if Bo Nix is able to work off of this and use the momentum to carry it into next week, I think he's actually going to be a pretty good quarterback.
And so I want to transition to Arjun's team, supposedly Americans team, the Cowboys, with a late comeback attempt on the Ravens, but not able to finish, losing the game 28-25. It was a Derrick Henry and Lamar show. Derrick Henry having a really good game on the ground. Lamar, he was super efficient when he took his chances to run. But it was a little scary to see the Cowboys coming back pretty quickly in the fourth quarter.
As a Cowboys fan, watching the first quarter in the car really hurt me. I saw CeeDee Lamb fumble in the red zone. I think he was at like the 12-yard line, and my heart shattered. It was 14-3 at this point, and like 14 minutes to go in the second. I could sense things were going downhill. The defense today didn't seem like they could tackle. I don't know what was going on. It seemed like Madden, they were just failing a hit stick every single play. I don't know what was going on. We couldn't wrap up, couldn't get people down. Derrick Henry had a nasty stiff arm. I'm not sure if you guys had seen it. He laid it on one of our DBs. It was a sad sight. And it wasn't just Derrick Henry and Lamar. It was Justice Hill. He had a sneaky good game. He's usually the third down back, but he came in the early parts of the game and he really converted on some third and fours and some third and fives. But bright spot, Dak didn't have any turnovers this game, unless you count the CD turnover, which wasn't necessarily his fault. He had 3 touchdowns, around 290 yards. And I think overall it was a good game for Dak. CD, ball security is definitely a big thing. If you're getting paid all this money, you got to hold on to it. Um, he had, I think, 84 yards on 7 receptions. And I think he got 1 touchdown. I'm not sure about that. I think
Who,
he had
CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott?
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
had 1 touchdown. He had 1 touchdown.
Yeah. And then
I think overall, let's go. Yeah.
yeah, sorry. And then the second half resurgence is definitely good to see that we aren't just throwing in the towel. There was definitely a lot of time left in the game. 28-25. I can live with that score. At least it's not 44-19, right? I'll take that.
I think overall this was actually a pretty good game for the Ravens, considering they had a really disappointing loss to the Raiders last week, and the Raiders aren't going to be great this year, I don't think. But overall, I think, like you said, this was a Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson show. They had great ground game, and they had great. I feel like through the air, Zay Flower. Is it Zay?
Yes, Zay.
Zay, my bad. Zay Flowers. I feel like he also had a relatively strong game. Uh, and I'm just gonna say that I feel like the Ravens, they had a lot of expectations coming into this season. They were Super Bowl contenders last year. Lamar won MVP, and I feel like this is overall this could have been a great year for them. And starting out the year 0-2, really disappointing to most fans, I bet, especially those in Baltimore. But being able to come back and win against the Cowboys after a horrible start, I feel like this might settle the team a little bit, give them a little bit of a rock to stand on, just calm them down, and give them a little boost of momentum into the next week.
Yeah, Charlie, I will say, your old Minnesota head coach, now the Cowboys defense coordinator, Mike Zimmer, he's got to teach them boys how to tackle and how to wrap up, because it's painful to see them ankle biting Derrick Henry when that's a big boy. That's how you should be tackling him. But at the same time, you also got to actually tackle him, right? You got to get at least 2 bodies on that man. He's huge. He'll kill you, right? So please, Mike Zimmer, if you're watching this, please, for the love of God, teach them how to tackle. Because if Malik Neighbors hits some crazy jet sweep for like 95 yards, I'm going to lose my mind. Thank you.
As a man who suffered through the Mike Zimmer era of the Minnesota Vikings, all your hopes will just turn to giant disappointments. So you're getting nowhere with the tackling business. Back to you, Braden.
All right, and I want to touch on another big-time matchup between two playoff teams last year, the 49ers versus the Rams. Rams able to get a comeback victory on the Niners, make a last-second field goal, win 27-24. Charlie, I know that you're a little bit hurt. It's another one of your hometown teams, the 49ers, but kudos to the Rams and Matthew Stafford for finding a way to win the game.
I think that the Niners, they kind of just let the Rams hang around. It's terrible play from them. They had the lead for 59 minutes and 56 seconds. They had everything in the palm of their hands, and for some reason they could not just complete the game. Complete disappointment, to be honest. I think there was a complete lack of ground game. Juwan Jennings caught all 3 touchdowns for the 49ers. And the 49ers, they kind of have the injury bug right now. Debo, Kittle, someone else who I'm forgetting, I'm sure.
McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, I shouldn't have forgot that one. That's bad. I think... No, Bosa played. Sorry. I think that this was just not a great week for the Niners. They're coming in with a lot of players out, but I feel like they had the game in their palm of their hands. They were winning by 14 in 2 different instances, and they just couldn't shut out the Rams like they should have.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game today, but I'm looking at the stats right now, and the Niners beat the Rams in every single aspect that you could think about. And the only stat that the Rams have on the Niners is that the Niners coughed up a fumble. That's it. That's what I'm looking at right now. If you looked at this, you would have thought it was a blowout. The Rams had less than 100 rushing yards. They were held to 98 rushing yards. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on for the Niners. I will stay true to my you can't judge a team. I'll say I have a 2-week skid. But this was definitely scary. I didn't watch the game, so I don't have any particular notes. But looking from the stat sheet, looks a little bit fishy.
And I know, Charlie, you're talking about how the Niners have an injury bug. I think the Rams have the injury bug out of anyone. They have 2 all-pro receivers out with injury. Their top receiver was Tyler Johnson, Demarcus Robinson, and Jordan Whittington. And I wish he fed Jordan Whittington a lot more. That also would have really helped my fantasy team. But, it's still really good to see Matthew Stafford do well in that type of game. And we know that Matthew Stafford, when he was with the Lions, they had struggles. So he's used to having guys that aren't number one receivers as his options. He had Calvin Johnson for a handful of seasons, but once he retired, he really didn't have anyone left. So I think it's nice to have a quarterback that's used to having success with people that aren't maybe Pro Bowl or All-Pro type receivers. And I think ultimately that's one of the biggest reasons why the Rams came out on top that day.
Yeah.
Finally, I want to transition to trivia. Charlie, you are wanting to get back after Arjun had a 2017 finals type comeback. You just needed one question to win. I know you want your redemption, and you're going to have the chance at it. I have 11 questions prepared for you guys.
Get back to
let me get the notes app out.
All right, so the way we're going to do it different from last time is after every question, I'm going to have you guys say your response, okay? Because it's 11 questions, and I don't want to, drag it on and have dead silence and whatnot.
Wait, how's that going to work?
I'm just going to say the question, and then I'm going to ask what you guys said your answer was.
Okay. Write it down.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Wait, but aren't I going to hear Arjun's response first? Or who my response first?
Okay, how would you guys like to do trivia?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't want to, if he says,
Can we type it in the chat?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah, let's just continue to type it in the chat. I'll cut out in post, I'll cut out the blank spots.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now the first question is, who has the most career rushing yards in snow games?
You have got to be kidding me. Are you serious?
I told you.
I was so ready to type Emmitt Smith.
I'm telling you, this trivia, these are not stereotypical trivia questions. I'm pretty proud of what I put together.
Okay, it's got to be like someone in the older generation because global warming is taking away our snow games.
You just got to think about the Ding Productions, that snow intro.
Oh yeah.
You got to think of those players.
Okay, hold on.
Shout out Ding Productions. Love your work.
He was a stud.
Still is.
Still is.
Okay, I know that's wrong.
I'm about to toss out a Hail Mary. Hold on.
Yeah, no, I refuse to believe you know this.
I don't. I'm just gonna say I remember seeing him in the edit.
All right, Charlie's answer was Eddie Lacy,
Legendary.
old Packers running back, and Arjun Pirani. His answer was William Perry, the Chicago Bears defensive tackle from the 1980s.
He was in the edit 5 times. It was so good.
All right, so the answer to this question was LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
If you think about it, if you see, Ding Productions, that intro, you're going to see LaShawn McCoy in there. He actually had over 200 yards in one game. And he had multiple instances where he had over 100 yards. Greatest snow running back of all time. The score is 0-0. Moving on to the next question. 4 offensive linemen are tied for the most touchdowns by an offensive lineman in history. How many touchdowns do they have?
Yeah, never mind. I was ready to name them.
No, it's not naming them. How many touchdowns do the 4 guys that are tied?
Football. I'm clearly a casual.
Just a number guess.
Career or season?
Career. It's offensive lineman. I mean,
no, you gotta know because it's there's Robert Hunt and there's Jeff Saturday.
Okay, yeah. So what offensive lineman? Not what offensive lineman. How many touchdowns do the offensive linemen that have the most touchdowns have?
I'm going lucky number here.
Charlie, your answer was 4. Arjun, your answer was 9. The correct answer was 4. Charlie, you get it. Arjun, I believe the only two I can remember are Donald Penn and Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz.
Oh, Donald Penn makes sense. Oh my.
No, it doesn't. No, you have no idea who he's talking about.
He was a football team legend. Washington Commanders. Donald Penn.
All right, next question. Let's get this going.
Okay. So the next question is, what is the most common name in NFL history?
Oh, wait, last name too?
Nope, just first name. Most common first name in NFL history.
Hold on, I'm thinking of like the most common name just in general.
Wait, I don't know. Just wait, most common first name or most common last name?
First name. First name.
Okay.
All right, I think I'm confident with that.
Confident with
Okay,
that?
I'll go with.
Okay.
This is just players, right? Not coaches.
I think it might be both.
Oh,
It could just be players.
All right, I'm gonna keep my answer no matter what.
All right. Arjun, your answer was Jason, and Charlie, your answer was Miles. The correct answer was John.
I was gonna. Oh my god!
I feel like, but John's too basic of a name.
That's
to
what
guess.
I was
Like John's
thinking.
just already a pretty
I
common
was
name.
gonna say everybody's named John.
All right.
Everybody's named John.
Everybody's named John. All right. So Charlie is leading 1-0 through 3 questions. And the next question, I'm mixing a little bit of college football. So this one is college football. Who is the only player to win the Heisman twice? Bonus point if you can name what team he played for.
Twice? Wait,
Can we get
nominated
range?
or win twice?
Win. He's the only player to win 2 Heismans in a career.
All right.
Can you give us a year range?
70s.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
awesome. Oh gosh.
I mean, I think you guys do know this guy, but there is.
wait.
Well-
I have a guy in mind. Okay.
Okay.
Could you tell me what side of the country he played on?
I feel like
That
that.
feels like too big of a hint.
Yeah, that might be
That
too
feels like
big of a hint.
of a hint. That's too
Okay.
big.
I mean,
Alright.
I already said he played in the 70s.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't think of anybody.
Oh, my dad was talking about this guy. Hold on.
Answers are being submitted.
Yeah, I know that I'm wrong.
Oh, I don't know if this is right.
Oh, okay, I just put
Okay.
the first 70 parts.
Charlie said Marcus Dupree, and Arjun said Archie Griffin of Ohio State. The correct answer was Archie Griffin and Ohio State. Arjun puts himself in the lead, 2-1.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question. Arjun with a 1-point lead. Charlie looking to get more redemption. And now we're going to jump back to the NFL. So, who is the only NFL player to wear 4 different numbers for the same team?
Oh my god. This could be anything. This could be like blood on a jersey. This could be actual jersey numbers changing.
What do you mean blood on a jersey? Oh.
You have blood on a
because
jersey, you gotta change
You
it.
got blood on a
No,
jersey.
I'm talking about
Okay.
like he has changed his number the most amount of times.
Changed his number.
He changed his
It's gotta
number
be a current player.
4
Can you give us a
times.
position?
Running back.
Okay.
Same
He's
team
on the
though?
same team, that's what you said?
Same team, yes.
Oh, that makes it so much harder.
He's a running back.
Okay, I'll tell you guys what division. It's in the NFC.
Okay.
That did not help at all.
Yeah, it
Hold
did,
on.
'cause I was thinking of somebody and I was wrong.
He's retired recently.
Got it.
Dude,
Arjun has put in his answer. Charlie, we're waiting on you.
yeah, okay. Okay, I know this is also wrong. any question that I can get.
Arjun, his answer was Frank Gore. Charlie, yours was Dalvin Cook. The correct answer was Mark Ingram on the Saints.
That makes sense.
His rookie year, I believe he was 28, and then around when Alvin Kamara came to the team, he went to 22. He left for the Ravens and Texans. He came back, and he was eventually he did a jersey swap with Andy Dalton, and then he became number 14. And yeah, I can't remember the last number.
Was
but
he also 21?
Yeah, 21. Yeah, he was 28, 22, 21, and 14.
I completely didn't think of the fact that they could go back to a team.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
All right, so Arjun is still up 2-1. Now we're gonna jump to another one. This is going to be the easiest question out of the bunch of the first couple. So who played in the first ever college football game? You can name just one team.
Wait, if you name both?
If you name both, you can get a bonus point.
Hometown teams, baby. Oh, that just gave it away. Oh my god.
Hometown teams, baby. Oh wait, shoot.
I'm so stupid. I just gave it away. Unless it's reverse psychology, Charlie. Don't think too hard, buddy.
No, wait. No, I'm so confident about my answer. No.
Okay. Arjun, your answer was Rutgers versus Princeton, and Charlie's was Yale versus Harvard. The correct answers was Rutgers versus Princeton. Charlie, if you paid attention to the Big Ten when it goes across the map, it always ends with Rutgers, and it says the birth.
I know this is the birthplace of college football. I swear that's...
No, Charlie, you're right, though. Yale versus Harvard was played like 2 months later.
So you were really close, but no cigar. And so with that, Charlie is going to be up 3-1.
No, I'm up.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Arjun is up 3-1. And so we're going to move on to the next question.
I'm starting to lose this, guys.
Who has the record for the most fantasy points in a single season?
Oh, man.
I need a position. What?
Running back.
No way you know this.
I'm just typing something. I don't know if that's right, though.
Latavius Murray.
Throwback.
You gotta think about like when fantasy football really became a thing, though.
So I will say that fantasy football, I mean, technically, I was doing research. If you want to go really back, the first ever like fantasy, or like I think it was golf. It was in 1962. But fantasy football for the NFL really exploded in the late 90s, like 1997, excuse me. All right, Charlie has submitted his answer. Arjun, we're waiting on you.
Wait, no, wait, oh, wait, you.
I don't know if that's right.
Shit, wait, no, it's not, no, oh gosh, what's his name? That's not my answer. Oh no, what's his name?
Did you already send it in?
Yeah. Charlie did. He did send it in.
Oh, Charlie, I'll make a bet with you.
Okay.
How about this? If you get it right, you can get the point. But if you get it wrong, that point becomes mine, no matter what my answer is.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So if I don't take the bet, I get the point?
No, anyways. Like, because you already put the answer in. If you remember who you're talking about, I'll let you say that person. And if they're right, you could have 2 points. But if you're wrong, I can get 2 points.
Why would you get 2 points?
No, I don't think you should get 2 points.
This is a terrible bet. This is not a deal. I would not take this deal.
Okay, I think
I'll just be wrong.
I think Charlie, if you change your answer and you get it right, I'll give you 2 points. But if you get it wrong, Arjun, being the hospitable man he will get 1 point if you do get it wrong.
Okay, that's fair take.
And it is 3-1 Arjun right now. So Charlie,
I gotta put out a Hail Mary, you know.
got to put out a Hail Mary. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get that answer submitted. Come on. So Arjun, your answer was Alvin Kamara, and Charlie, your original answer was Calvin Johnson, but you changed it to Frank Gore. The correct answer was LaDainian Tomlinson with 481 points in his record season where he had the most rushing touchdowns in a single season. Not surprising, that's the highest scoring fantasy season ever, but because you changed your answer, Arjun will be up 4-1 with 4 questions left, Charlie. So you're going to have to sweep the table in order to get a chance to come back.
All right. Have fun's on. I'm locked in, baby.
All right. So because I don't know how I'm going to treat this next question because I'm not sure you guys will get the exact point. But in 2017, Howard University pulled off the largest point spread upset in college football history against UNLV, winning 43-40. How many point underdogs were Howard? I think for this one I'll do closest to it.
Okay. Oh shoot. Largest ever?
Largest ever. So if in sports bet history, the
Not just college football, sports bet history.
college football sports
Oh.
betting. So there was a spread, and it was the largest upset with that spread. Charlie has his answer locked in. Arjun?
Dude, I'm sweating.
Oh shoot.
Okay.
I didn't send it just directly.
All right. Charlie, your answer was 65. Arjun, your answer was 68.5.
Oh, wait. I meant 65 and a half. Can I say that? I meant 65 and a half.
No, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Cool.
The point underdog was 45.5, so Charlie will get that answer.
Technicality, baby.
Technicality, it is.
Oh.
Charlie cuts the lead down to 4-2, but still a 45.5 point underdog coming back for that. Insane.
Because I remember the Marshall versus Ohio State point differential in the spread. That was 40 points this past weekend. I thought that was pretty big.
All right. So this next one, it's also have to do with blowout. It's another closest to the pin. What was the biggest blowout in college football history? Bonus point if you can name one of the two teams.
History.
So name the score. Try and get to it.
How many points they won by, and if you can name one of the schools, that will be a bonus point.
They won by.
If you can name both schools, that I will give you 8 points.
You look back in the 60s, there are some absurd games because teams back then, no, not even the 60s, the 40s or the 20s, when teams didn't really exist yet, and college football wasn't formalized, and there were some big blowouts back then.
Yeah, I know recently, the past 2, maybe 3 years, there was this team. I think they might have been D2, but they smacked some.
I will give you.
This is a good question. Is this in the entirety of college football or just D1?
It's one of the schools was D1. I can't say the same about the other. I'm not sure, but I will let you know that this game happened in 1917.
Never mind. So it was not what I was thinking. Okay.
Remember, it is closest to the pin, so you will get to say how much you think this team beat by this other team.
I feel like God, there are just so many possibilities right now.
I cannot wait to tell you guys the answer because this was you know how they say you learn something new every day. This was something new I learned.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to. Okay.
Arjun has locked his answer in.
All right, this one is quite the Hail Mary, but closest to the pin. All right.
Arjun's answer was Carlisle versus Harvard, 79-0. And Charlie said that his answer was 175. The correct answer was Georgia Tech versus Cumberland College, 222 to nothing. So Charlie gets the answer,
I
and
feel like
it
I've
is
seen that.
4-3. Now, I saw this and I
No,
thought it
no,
was a
no, no, no.
glitch.
This is that 222.
222.
I feel like I've seen this. Now
I will give the background. I will give the history. So, Cumberland College, they disbanded their football program, okay? A year before the game happened. So, but Georgia Tech had already scheduled that game, so they put in a lot of time and money. So they're like, "Hey, Cumberland, we are going to play this game. I don't care what you do. We already did all this stuff for it. We're going to play the game." So Cumberland's baseball team captain put together this ragtag team of law students and just any person you can find in order to play in this game. So you have D1 professional athletes playing against baseball kids and law students, and they lost 222 to nothing. The biggest blowout in college football history. That is by far my favorite question. And viewers, if you haven't seen this before, you learn something new every day. So you think you blew out the CPU on Rookie Arcade Mode in Madden? Think about Georgia Tech, baby.
Oh my God, wow, that's like Ohio State playing the kids from the Sandlot. That is crazy. Oh my God, that's like 70 points a quarter, maybe 65.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What's like the halftime speech like? Like the baseball captain speaking. All right, guys, we're down by 110. We haven't even come.
You know what, guys? Coach is right.
It's like the T-Mobile commercial. You know what I'm talking?
Yes.
Oh my God.
No, there is so.
It's on us.
They probably had like his like pads backwards, like the hat. Okay, so now moving on to the next question. Charlie is storming back. It is 3-4.
4 days in October, baby. All we need.
So this next question, you guys ready? Back to the NFL. How many quarterbacks have had a perfect passer rating in a game, and you get a bonus point if you can name how many have had it multiple times?
I know there's one that was recent.
How many? And then
how many total have gotten it, and then you can get a bonus point if you can name how many people have gotten a perfect passer rating multiple times.
What is a perfect passer rating? You said it.
158.3. That's a perfect passer rating.
How did I just passer rating? Okay, I thought I know how they did this. Wait, it's 158.3. I thought it was 200.
No, it's 158.3. It's just this weird math. It's like slugging percentage. It's just this huge mathematical equation and just.
Slugging is not that huge of a mathematical stance, dude. It's just like hits times 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Whatever.
Hold on, so I have a
Okay.
quick question.
How many? Okay. How many?
It's this will be closest to the pin, but not for the bonus point.
Okay.
Did they have to play the full game?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I was thinking Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, it's not going to be like a receiver getting it's not going to be Mohamed Sanu with his one pass attempt in a game.
The guy who threw a touchdown to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl?
Alshon Jeffrey?
No, it was
Was that Alshon Jeffrey? That was not Alshon Jeffrey.
Oh my gosh, his name's right there. It was Trey something.
Trey?
Huh?
You say Trey?
Yeah, I think it was Trey something.
All right, I put my answer in. Arjun, we got it.
Okay, wait, Charlie, I have a question. You put. Oh wait, no, never mind. So so you put two numbers. Is your second number?
Yeah, my second one's the bonus question.
Okay, all right. So, okay. All right, Charlie, your answer was there have been 9 total quarterbacks that have had a perfect passer rating, and 3 of them have had multiple times. Arjun, you said that there were 6 quarterbacks in NFL history, and 3 of them have done it multiple times. The correct answer was 78 quarterbacks in NFL history have had a perfect passer rating, and since it is closest to the pin, Charlie wins that, and it is all tied up 4-4. Wow, you guys have.
Bonus question?
The bonus question was there have been 7 quarterbacks that have done it multiple times, and Ben Roethlisberger leads all of them, and he's had a perfect passer rating 4 times.
Man, Big
Big
Ben
Ben
is the most underrated quarterback of all time. Wow.
It is all
Yes.
tied up in the
Yes.
last question. Are
Bang,
you
baby.
are you
We
gentlemen
are
ready?
so back. I've gotten mine all on technicalities. I am so
All
hyped.
right, get stretch, stretch your mind a little bit. Get ready for this. All right. Which NFL team has played in both the hottest and coldest NFL games in history?
Did the Arizona Cardinals used to play outside?
They still play
Oh,
out.
that's actually a really good thing.
The Cardinals still play outside.
What? They're definitely in a dome. What?
I think the dome opens.
Yeah, it does. It's an open dome.
Well, I feel like in Arizona, you just never open your dome, and you just kind of put the
Well,
AC
they
at
have
like
a grass
32
field.
degrees.
They have a grass field, so it's outside.
Okay, so
Okay.
what teams played in the hottest and the coldest? Okay.
And since there is a chance you guys could say the same team, bonus point if you can name the two teams that they played in
They
the
played
hottest and
against?
coldest game. Yes.
Okay.
For all the marbles.
Could you give me a decade?
A
I'll say that would
decade.
help you.
It's two different decades. One
Oh,
was
oh,
one was 60s and one was 90s.
Have the Cowboys played outside ever?
yes. Before AT&T Stadium, they did.
Okay.
Do you guys have your answers? You seem to both be typing away.
All right, I just put my first one in. That's the hottest. Oh, I need to put who they're playing against, right?
Yeah. And
All right.
okay. So Charlie, you have
Oh,
your answer.
This is shot in the dark.
Okay,
oh,
Arjun, I do have a question. So it's the same team. It's one team that has played in both the hottest and the coldest games. So I'm
yeah.
I'm still a little confused which one
Oh,
you're
the first one, just don't worry about the first one. I forgot to put the team that
Okay.
they're playing.
Yeah, so you have the coldest game, but who do you have in the hottest game?
I'm writing that right.
Okay.
Oh, if I can,
All right,
this
I
will
don't
be the
know if
greatest
that's
comeback of all time.
Okay. Charlie, your answer was the Cleveland Browns. In the hottest game, it was against the Cowboys, and then the coldest game, it was against the Vikings. Arjun, you said the Packers versus the Bears was the coldest game, and the Packers versus Dolphins was the hottest. I regret to inform both of you that the Cowboys have played in both the hottest and coldest NFL game. The Cowboys played the Eagles in their AstroTurf field. I believe it was 120 degrees. And they also played in the Ice Bowl against the Packers.
what.
I put the Cowboys for my hot game opponent. I mean, I'm just saying, like that
And I
counts.
put
Like,
the Packers for my cold game opponent.
I know that's why there's a little gray line. So it is currently tied on unless I think of just some random stat off the top of my head. Uh, okay. I think I have an idea.
I'll just cut this.
Yeah, please.
Is that a popsicle stick?
No, it's a ruler. Wait, how to be a
Oh my God.
popsicle stick? How big do you think my popsicle is? It's a foot.
Well, pause. Wait,
I'm still trying to think. Okay. What can I do? Oh, oh. Okay, I got it. So, as you know, all right. I'll just do a quick pause. As you know, punters are emergency quarterbacks in the NFL. So if all the quarterbacks are injured, the punter has to come in for quarterback, the kicker or the punter. So I believe I forgot what year it was, but there was a punter. You will definitely not get the name.
Pat McAfee.
No. Okay. So I'm going to say the name, okay? But you guys have to guess the team he played for. A punter by the name of Tom Tupa subbed in for emergency quarterback. He went for 6 of 11 for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. The greatest passing performance from a punter or kicker ever. But what team did he play on that got so lucky and was able to have a performance like that from your punter?
There's only one idiotic of a franchise to let a punter throw.
This is for all the marbles.
Only a stupid franchise would let a punter throw. Wait, what year was this?
1999. I think it was 90s. But fun fact about Tom Tupa, he was a backup quarterback for I'm not sure if it was in NFL, but at some point in his football career, he was a backup point.
All right. Shot in the dark.
All right. Arjun, you said that it was the Eagles. Charlie, you said it was the Jets. The correct answer was the Jets. Bang! Charlie comes back from down 1-4 to shock Arjun Pirani in trivia. What a trivia game.
They don't know me. They don't know me.
Arjun, you are shocked. You are flabbergasted. You are in awe. You don't know what just happened. What are your emotions right now?
Oh my God. I blew a 3-1 lead. I'm Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time.
I'm Klay Thompson.
Now, Charlie, I know that you have...
Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
Now, Charlie, I know that you have pulled up some stats. So I do have to ask you truthfully.
What?
Did you look...
I'll share my screen right now.
Did you look anything up? You don't have to share the screen. Just no.
Nothing up. I looked nothing up. We will share my screen as proof. Can you see it?
Go to your history. We're going to cut this out.
Go to my history.
Go to your history.
Can you see it or not?
Yes.
Okay. Rams 27-24 Niners. NFL scores 24 season. Broncos.
He did
26-7.
it. I've seen it all.
Earlier today. A lot of YouTube shorts. Yeah, that's my embarrassing. I do watch a little bit.
Bro thinks he's Walter White. Chef approved. Okay. Point. All right, here, let's cut out of this and I'll do the closing.
All right. Bang, man. What can I say? What can I say?
All right. What a way to close out another episode on the Coastal Feuds podcast. Charlie Van Dyke coming down from a 4-1 lead in trivia to win 5-4. Folks, this is something you do not want to miss. If you want some more of us, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Coastal Feuds. Like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. See you next time.